What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Just got off work for the week. Oh man, finally. Just how hard I'm having to work every day, dude, and just how perfect I have to be at my job. It's all about these numbers. Gotta get those numbers up. Just everything I have to do, man. It is just not worth what I'm getting paid at all. It's not worth it to me. But anyway, welcome back. I got this comment the other day that's just been stuck in my head, dude. I didn't read, this dude sent like 3 or 4 of them, but I didn't read them all, but like the one that I did read some of, it was like something to the degree of I bet you do nothing but walk around on your phone and expect a paycheck. Dude, fuck you. Fuck you. God almighty, dude. I've been such a hard worker since my first job when I was 17 years old, still in high school. And I got taken advantage of there. You gotta watch out when you're young, because these jobs will just take advantage of you. They just think you don't know any better, and they use that to their advantage. Going above and beyond just does not work anymore like it used to, or like it should. Nowadays, you just gotta just do what you're getting paid to do, man, because like whatever you accomplish, like that's the next expectation. Like now that is the standard. We've seen you can get it done. Now that's what we want. That's what we want done now. That's what we expect. Anyway, topic of today's video is anti-natalism. My new philosophy. This is my baby. One of my babies. My SKS. I got really lucky getting this. I got this from my wife's co-worker's husband. He sold this to me along with 300 rounds of ammo for $375. But when I got it, it wasn't like this. It had that stupid, one of those stupid polymer aftermarket stocks on it. Just a total, just defiled and bastardized version of what this should be. So I had to do a little hunting on eBay, and I got me a official stock and bayonet. I don't need a human baby, Like I used to want to be a dad. I remember when I was in 11th grade, it was junior or senior year. Your school forces you to take these stupid classes. Like you have to earn so many credits to graduate, and you have to take these elective classes. And I'm not interested in any of them. But I had to take some, so I picked parenting, and I was the only guy in that class. The teacher was a female, and every student was female but me. Oh, I used to want to be a dad, Just, think about your kid running up to you, "Daddy, Daddy," pick him up and hug him and stuff. Teach him, things that you like. Like my kid would, play video games, and I'd teach him guitar and, how to shoot. Wish my dad would have took me shooting, He was in the military, and he was just like, I was sick of guns. Now I'm, trying to get my taste of it. Anything I want to do in this life, like, I have to do it with my own money, because I just never got to as a kid. Oh, I didn't really have a video, planned out like I usually do, so I'm just trying to wing it. But this is a good chance for you guys to see me, like get to see my personality. So I used to want to be a dad, and then I started paying my own bills, man. Like, I started going back and forth to the doctor. Like I explained in the last video that I had, some back problems. And just any other little thing you have to go to the doctor for. And you just see the bills. Just, my God, I can't afford myself. Let alone a kid. I remember 2 jobs ago, I was sitting in the break room, and one of the drivers came in, and they used to feed us every Saturday. I only had to work every other Saturday. It was like one shift would work one Saturday, the other shift would work the next Saturday. Sorry, there's a squirrel running around. But so they would, feed us every Saturday, and there were some tortilla chips left over on the break table, and this driver comes in and he starts eating those tortilla chips, and he's like, yeah, I haven't had lunch, took all I had, taking my little boy to the doctor. Dude, I'm not putting myself in that position, man. So it it morphed from, it morphed from, I just can't afford a kid, and I don't really want to deal with the responsibilities of a kid, to now at 31, my new philosophy, and that is anti-natalism. I didn't really know there was a word for it. Like, I've felt this way for a while, but I didn't know there was a term for it. And now, like, I've just adopted this whole new philosophy. I mean, I've been listening to some channels like The Prison Called Life. Check him out. Deconstructing Narcissism, shout out to him. Born into a Corrupt System. And Shelby Exists and Makes Stuff. Check all those channels out. But that is my new philosophy now. I mean, if I were to pass my genes on, like I said, look at me, right? Nothing here is worth passing on, okay? That kid would inherit an unimpressive face, unimpressive looks, a bad back, possibly a heart condition, mitral valve prolapse, I also have that. Again, what are you guaranteed in this life? Death, taxes, your hard-earned money you're being robbed so the government can do God knows what with it. And if you don't pay it, you go to jail. Men with guns will show up at your house. Men with some of these, not in SKS specifically, but some of these will show up at your house and lock you in a cage because you don't want the government to rob you of your hard-earned money. They print money, make it worthless. What happens if I print money? I mean, it's the same thing. Well, I go to jail. They can do it because they're the government. What can you do? What can you say? This whole system that we live in, this prison planet, is just, it's like it gives us just enough to where we won't rebel. Just enough to keep us comfortable. Because it's going to take all of us doing something to change this shit. Can't just be little old me, okay? There are these stupid forms that my job makes us fill out every month. I do mine at the very beginning of the month just to get it over with. They want us to write down an unsafe thing that we observed. What if I didn't observe any unsafe things? Wouldn't that be a good thing? You better make something up. You better find something. It's like I should just create an unsafe thing so I can have something to write down so you'll shut up. I don't even know where I was going with that now. But anyway. Oh, man. Just the overall pointlessness and redundancy of this life. Anti-natalism is saying, let the suffering, let the bullshit, let the pain, let the melancholy, the monotony, the repetitiveness, just let it in with me, man. Let it in with me. You know, if I pick this clover, or whatever this is, off the ground, throw it away, it's gonna die, you know? It's big deal. If I squish a bug, there'll be plenty more. Everything is replaceable, you know? You kill a chicken, you know, lays an egg, another chicken's born. Squish that flower, man. Squish that bug. They're just flowers. There'll be more. And then it really hits home whenever you realize that that philosophy also applies to you. Because one day, you're gonna be that thing that was plucked and discarded. Because it's the circle of life, man. Gotta keep it going though, right? Why? Why do we do anything? I mean, this entire existence is literally like we only exist to suffer. The only thing, like a baby's born, okay? He grows up to be old enough to like understand what you're telling him. You know, let's just say like 7 years old. All right, Billy, this is what life is really about. Your entire existence revolves around making this stupid resource called money, which you need for literally everything. Food to eat, water to drink, a roof over your head, a bed to sleep in, a pot to piss in, a shower to bathe in, any kind of entertainment, any source of transportation that isn't your fucking feet. Your entire existence, the only reason you're here is to make money. That's the only reason why we're here, man. What else do we do? When are we gonna just realize that, like, this is not worth it? This is not worth continuing. Like, I'm gonna die. Everybody watching this, you're gonna die. It's all so pointless, man. No. People like Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, excuse me, they're the people that get to talk about legacies, okay? Not me and you. What am I going to leave behind anyway? What am I going to be able to leave my kid anyways? No family farm, no house, no business. None of that crap. I can't produce that. All you're doing is creating, another Xerox copy, is that what they call it? A copy of yourself. So that you can add another slave to the system. This stupid 9-to-5 system that we all exist in, this prison planet that we all live on. What's the point? And you might be asking, well, what if you were never born? Fantastic. Fantastic. That would have been great. Where's the harm in that? How am I harmed by that? I cannot be born? Freaking fantastic. I don't have to go to work every day now. I don't have to suffer with my back pain now, you know? I don't have to just be burdened by this consciousness. Because, see, animals don't ponder on their thoughts like we do. How every day your alarm goes off. I mean, I wake up before my alarm. I don't even get to sleep. I don't even get good sleep anymore. And your head rolls off that pillow and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I have 50 more years of this shit. I mean, people my age will never be able to retire, man. I mean, they're already, thinking about raising the retirement age. Nikki Haley, this is when we tell younger people that, the rules have changed. We need to change retirement age to reflect life expectancy. So we don't get to enjoy the retirement age that everybody before us got to enjoy. Because the rules have changed. According to who? You? Give me a break. I wish I was never born, man, so I wouldn't have to go through this crap. There would be no... I mean, what are we... When you take away, our consciousness and our brain power and our morals and our reason and logic and whatever else, what are we, man? We're apes, right? We're animals. And animals have primal, needs. Food, territory, sex, reproduction. We're no different. I wouldn't suffer with the pain and the misery and the boredom and the loss and the hungers for food and women and entertainment, things that you want to do in life. Excuse me, like before cancer or whatever else, before brain cancer inevitably puts an end to this sad story. Whatever else, before whatever else, strikes me down, because something's coming for all of us, I would like to just get just a little taste of what Such gets to experience. Of what Iraq Veteran 8888 gets to experience. Colion Noir, Garand Thumb, all these dudes. Free guns sent to him to review. Ammo sponsors. Get paid to review guns. Get free ammo, and then get paid to shoot and review the guns. That's my dream. But I'm never going to get to live that. There's suffering in that, realizing that. You see a gorgeous woman, just your type, curves in all the right places. If you like blondes, she's a blonde. If you like brunettes, she's a brunette. And you realize she will never want you. She will never know you exist. If she did, she would turn her nose up at you. You'll never get that. There's pain in that. Oh, this guy's a freaking creep. He sounds like Elliot Rodger or something. I can hear it now. Oh man, women will never understand. Like it's torture to be a man and to be burdened with that kind of voracious sexual appetite. There's suffering in that. There really is. I mean, life, God, it would just be so... I mean, think of how awful it is for a sub-5 guy. As an ugly man, I mean, like, I can empathize, You don't get to choose whether you're born beautiful. You don't get to choose the body that you have to walk around in. Anti-natalism is mercy. It says just let it stop. Please. Stop the suffering. It's all pointless anyway, man. We're all gonna die. These bugs are eating me up. Hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe. Please, God, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.